Alrighty, today I'm going to talk about how to radius the spine on a chef knife. A lot of people in commercial kitchens that are doing a lot, cutting for many hours a day are really going to employ a grip very similar to this when they're working throughout their workday. So that forefinger resting on the back of the spine actually opens up the carpal tunnel and makes it a lot easier on those folks that are working for many, many hours with a knife in their hand in a professional kitchen versus this kind of grip, which kind of turns the wrist. So letting it relax in this way is a benefit for tendon health and really for accuracy. So what you don't want to have is a blade that has real square spine like that, because over time that's really going to dig into that forefinger area. So radiusing the spine on a chef knife is critical, especially a full-size working chef knife like this. So I'm going to show you how to do it using a file. Can be done for sure with power tools, power equipment. I think files are more accurate. I don't really own much power equipment, and I don't employ a grinder in doing my work. So I'm going to show you how to do it with a file today. Nice sharp files make it very effective and very accurate. So hang on and I'll show you how that goes together. Alright, so I got my blade set up here in the vise using some door shims to protect it. And I'm just going to start working with the file on the outside edges. Actually, I'm going to put a swedge at the front of this with this file. So I'm going to start the radius from about here back. Just starting to work the edges in this manner. Sort of tracking with your eye how much material you removed, or just by stroke and counting how many strokes you've done to achieve that initial bevel. So we want to create that initial bevel first. And once we've got a fairly decent bevel established, we can go ahead and start rounding it over, but we're not quite there yet. A few more strokes and we'll be there. Working with a file takes a little bit more work than maybe using power equipment, but in my book it's a heck of a lot more accurate. So just about to the point where I'm going to start moving over to start rounding that spine. So now what I'll do is begin to start moving that file towards the center line of the spine on both sides. And see, as I slowly change that angle, that's going to start pulling that top part into a round configuration. I do subcritical heat treatments that leave that spine kind of black and the whole blade actually at times, so I kind of have almost a little bit of an indicator of what it's going to look like, or where my file's hitting rather. You could use layout fluid if you like. So in the front here, I'm actually just going to file in a bit of a swedge and not actually radius this part of the blade. But I'm going to go ahead and finish the radius up here so you can watch how it goes in the final stages. Really doesn't take too long, but you want to be as accurate as you can. You don't want it to be lopsided in any way. Now I'm going to go all the way over. Having very sharp files makes a really big difference. Kind of paying a little bit extra attention to this area, because that's really the area that we're establishing this rounded spine for. That's where that forefinger is going to really be resting, so you want to spend a little bit of time there. Being careful that you don't pull that too far beyond into where the handle material is going to be, because if that area gets coped, then when you glue your handle material up, you'll have a little bit of a glue seam there, which isn't ideal. It doesn't bother me that much. These are functional knives, a lot of heart and soul go into them, at least the ones coming out of my studio. So, alright, so now we have a nice radius spine. I'll go back through do all the sanding, clean it up. On this particular blade, I'm going to continue establishing this swedge and get it to meet that round spine nice and evenly. But that's essentially it. Pretty simple.